From Maine and Gervais, this is ABC Columbia News.
With the first pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Jadeveon Clowney, defensive end, South Carolina. Jadeveon.
From New York to Columbia to Rock Hill, all eyes on Jadeveon Clowney and the NFL Draft. Well, good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for ABC Columbia News at 11. I'm Alicia Barnes.
I'm Eric Weisfeld. We're live from Maine and Gervais. It's draft night across America, and there's no pick more important to South Carolina than Jadeveon Clowney.
We have team coverage tonight. Our sports director, Tim Hill, is live in the newsroom with more. Tim?
Hey guys, some anxious moments tonight for Gamecock fans and Clowney himself. But after years of being the projected #1 overall NFL draft pick, after almost a year of constant criticism and doubt, Clowney becoming the first ESPN #1 ranked recruit out of high school to be the #1 pick in the NFL draft.
Jadeveon Clowney, defensive end, South Carolina.
We usually see Clowney smiling and joking or serious on the football field with his game face on. We see some serious emotion after the pick tonight. All that uncertainty of whether he would be the top pick and years of expectation having a lot to do with that. This is why the NFL Draft is must-see TV. One of the most gifted athletes in the world with a moment that will change his life forever, sharing it with the most important people in his life. Jadeveon Clowney comes full circle, claims the #1 spot in the football world once again.
Oh, man, I feel great, man. I'm glad to be a part of the organization. I'm ready to get to work, man. Be in the NFL to play some football.
You seriously didn't know as of 6 minutes ago. So what was that moment like?
Man, I was nervous, man. I'm like, who they going to pick? Who they going to pick? They didn't give me a phone call. I was just, man, I had to let it out. I was happy about that moment, that situation.
You have been #1 recruit out of high school, such high expectations. What kind of expectations do you think there are now?
Even more, you know, I'm ready to live up to them, though. I'm ready to get to work. No matter what people say about me, man, I know how I am. I know I can approach this game the way I want to. I'm just going to take my game to the next level, go out here and learn the game, and just play, man.
A lot of glitz and glamour tonight for Clowney and the bright lights of Radio City Music Hall in New York City. It's a long way from Rock Hill, but the little South Carolina city just outside of Charlotte might be changing its name to NFL Hill soon. For the 3rd straight year, a Rock Hill native goes in the first round. A crowd of about 100 or so celebrating the announcement at Clowney's alma mater, South Point High School. Clowney joining former Stallions and Gamecock Stephon Gilmore and Devontae Holloman in the NFL. He's the 12th player from Rock Hill drafted in the last 14 years at the city's first #1 overall pick. Everyone who came out tonight taking a little bit of Clowney's success home with them.
I'm so happy for him. I know the family very well. I'm just proud of him. It's just a special moment right now. We are very ecstatic about Jadeveon Clowney. He came from Rock Hill to the NFL. That is so amazing.
When they announced it, I don't know, it just kind of overcame me for a second. Just really proud, really happy for him.
I'm so happy because, you know, he's such a huge guy, and I've seen him play and grow big, and he's always fun to watch, and I just can't believe what he's going to do for our area. We're going to be like nationally known.
So it's all like, nah, maybe he might get there. No, first. That's how we do it in Rock Hill. That's how. #1.
Gamecock fans outside of Rock Hill taking some pride in tonight's pick as well. Videographer Eric Ferris catching up with quite a few who watched the draft at Carolina Ale House in the Vista.
I've been thinking a lot about it. It's been a stressful couple weeks. I think we'll go first overall. Clowney #1. Jadeveon Clowney #1, baby! Go Gamecock!
Clowney! Clowney, #1.
Woo! With the first pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Jadeveon.
I think that they needed someone now. He's going to be out there with DJ Swearinger, JJ Watt. They're going to be a dynamic defense. I'm so excited. it, but, you know, you got to be sure. All right, go JD. Yeah, all right.
Glad to see Clowney go #1. He's a great player. Glad I got to be at school while he was here.
He represents South Carolina so well.
It's great for South Carolina. Great for the Gamecocks.
Go Cox, forever to be. Go Texans. Go Clowney.
Go Cox! Go Clowney!
Go Gamecocks!
Clowney becomes the second Gamecock taken #1 overall in the NFL draft back in 1981. George Rogers, the #1 overall pick. Today, we caught up with the Heisman Trophy winning running back on the golf course. Rogers hoping Clowney can have an even more successful career as a pro than he did. Here's some advice Big George has for JD or anyone headed to the NFL.
You got to go in good condition and be in shape and listen to the older guys. I mean, those are the guys that's going to give you some experience, and as you go along, it's going to help you along the way.
The aforementioned Texans All-Pro defensive end, J.J. Watt, telling Clowney via phone tonight that he's going to be on him like a big brother. Clemson's Sammy Watkins has a Tiger big brother in the NFL now as well. Watkins not going far behind Clowney at #4 overall to the Buffalo Bills tonight. The same team C.J. Spiller plays for. We'll have much more on both big picks later in sports.
With the 4th pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Sammy Watkins, wide receiver, Clemson.
Not the only South Carolina football star with a life-changing night. Hi, I'm Tim Hill. It's a night like no other for South Carolina football. Jadeveon Clowney going #1 overall. Sammy Watkins from Clemson going #4 overall. We showed you earlier, but it's certainly worth seeing again. Jadeveon Clowney, one of the biggest, toughest dudes on the face of the planet, crying, full of emotion after being #1 overall pick tonight. The Houston Texans selecting the talented defensive end out of South Carolina. Clowney becoming the second #1 overall pick from South Carolina, joining George Rogers, who did it back in 1981, becoming the first player ever rated #1 out of high school by ESPN to go on to be the #1 draft pick. He knows expectations will not be small for him moving to the NFL.
And even more, you know, I'm ready to live up to him, though. I'm ready to get to work. No matter what people say about me, man, I know how I am. I know I can approach this game the way I want to. I'm just going to take my game to the next level, go out here and learn the game, and just play, man.
Your mom, Jostina, worked a lot of overnight shifts in the chip factory to make this happen. What does this mean to her?
Man, it's a great moment for me and my family, man. I think she's just as happy as I am, if not even happier, but I'm just glad I can take care of my mom.
Some video of Clowney and his mom at his signing day ceremony in Rock Hill back in 2011. Sammy Watkins' family will be taken care of now, too. The Clemson standout receiver, also a top 5 pick. The Buffalo Bills trading up 5 spots to take Watkins #4 overall tonight. They give up a future 1st round and 4th round pick to do it. Watkins, Clemson's all-time leading receiver, now tied as the Tigers' highest pick ever. Gaines Adams back in 2007. Banks McFadden in 1939, also picked 4th overall. Watkins joined C.J. Spiller as a Buffalo Bill. Here's what the Buffalo general manager thinks about his new star receiver.
And this game's about making plays and surrounding our quarterback with playmakers. He's automatically going to make our quarterback better. He's going to make us better as a team. Very high cost, but we thought it was a calculated risk and a risk we were willing to take. And the high cost of not making the playoffs is something we weighed in, and we thought this guy's going to get us to the playoffs.
Some big expectations for Watkins as well. Plenty more reaction via Twitter tonight. Former Clemson quarterback Charlie Whitehurst says the 2 best players in Clemson history both now play in Buffalo. Governor Nikki Haley weighing in. She says congrats to Jadeveon Clowney, Sammy Watkins for getting the #1 and #4 NFL draft pick. South Carolina beaming with pride. The unofficial face of the state, Darius Rucker. The state of South Carolina representing 2 in the top 4. The beast, Jadeveon Clowney, and the stud, Sammy Watkins. Love it, man. And USC defensive line coach Deke Adams. Congrats, Jadeveon Clowney. Well deserved. You've weathered all the negative things they've said about you. Now prove them all wrong. Plenty of negative things said about Johnny Manziel as well, and plenty of Johnny football drama tonight at the NFL draft, a la Aaron Rodgers, Brady Quinn, and Geno Smith. The camera sticking on Manziel as he falls throughout the night, but he finally did get picked just a few minutes ago. At number 22 overall, the Cleveland Browns taking Manziel as their quarterback. And the Carolina Panthers, just with having their first-round pick a few minutes ago as well, they take Kelvin Benjamin, the big wide receiver from Florida State. He will be Steve Smith's replacement. Very high expectations for him as well. Quite the exciting night at the NFL Draft, guys.
Huge night. Thank you, Tim. Great job.